I've been on a prescription with THC for years. I find it so helpful, but I only find it helpful because I work really hard at getting the dosage right. So I don't have those heavy eyelids or just sort of walk around in a stupor or sitting on the couch for hours at a time, unable to move. Like, I don't want those effects. I just want, and this is what I find quite helpful, and maybe sometime I can go into the neuroscience of how, it's in the body, the CB receptors work, and the the retrograde transmission. It's a really fun area of neuroscience to try and explain. But no one cares. They just go, I feel stoned. I feel happy and I want to laugh at it. But what I'm trying to do with it quite often is just give me a little space and time so that the pain and especially the emotional response related to the pain doesn't seem quite so overwhelming. So combining, and it's funny that the second part of the question was, do you have any experience with meditation as well? I use THC flower with meditation in order to just give me that space to then work through the pain and find ways to move better. If I take too much of it, I'm not going to move. And so it's like, well, that defeats the point. But at a certain level, I find it very helpful just for creating space and creating options to move different.
So you're using the THC to get you into a calmer state, and then when you're in that calmer state, that meditation is really putting you into a really deep meditative state.
That's right.
Cool.
And then you sort
of it that way.
It's also because, I talk about flow a lot, and part of the flow cycle, you watch the map. If you map the neurotransmitters, we kind of start out with a lot of adrenaline or norepinephrine and a lot of cortisol. That's the start. That's like the frustration, the startle, the scary thing. The next part of the phase we call release. So it's that you feel the fear, and then you kind of, all right, do it anyway. You look at the big scary weight on the bar. Oh shit. And then you go, all right, focus. When you flip that switch and you go into focus mode, the neurotransmitters involved are nitric oxide. So you have this big calming effect, and anandamide. They're the big two. And then in flow is endorphins. But going into flow, a lot of dopamine, a lot of anandamide, and a lot of nitric oxide. So you actually feel high.
So the nitric oxide, I'm assuming, is the driver. It's pushing everything through.
So it's, if you,
or am I wrong?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you're kind of right. So the purpose of having so much cortisol released instantly is so that you have a big release of sugar or energy into the bloodstream. So it's mobilizing.
Okay.
We've got all the energy now. Adrenaline is going to push your heart rate up, but it also increases your blood pressure. So we've got more nutrients flowing through the body. Nitric oxide takes these constricted arteries that are pumping lots and lots of blood through now, like really going fast. Nitric oxide does that. Vasodilator. So all of those nutrients now can get out of the bloodstream and into where we need them. So that's why we have nitric oxide. We also
adrenaline, ATP, the glycogen. That's why you can lift a lot of weight if you can really focus and go. Gotcha.
And then, so in flow, it's, we want to stay in there. You got endorphins and anandamide and all of these. And anandamide is basically endogenous cannabis. So anandamide means the bliss.
Okay. Like, I've heard them as, am I wrong on this? I've heard them as cannabinoids in your body? Or
cannabinoids. Yeah. It's anandamide is a cannabinoid. We discovered cannabinoid receptors because of marijuana. And so that's why we named them cannabinoid receptors. But they're in place for anandamide or 2-AG as well. And so when anandamide binds to a receptor, that's that kind of blissed out feeling that we have when we're engaged in a task that we love. So, when you're benching and you're just like, oh man, this feels good. And you just you're in the zone. That's anandamide. That's flow.